Alright guys, play number 3, series number 12 here. I now have the ball on my 41, 57 seconds left in the third quarter with the 1st and 10 after I just got that nice run. So looking at it here, my opponent is in a, looks like a quarter set, or not a quarter set, but a quarters coverage out of a 4-3. You can see how backed off these safeties are. It still could be a cover 2 where these guys will drop down into the flats or run a curl to flat, something like that, a soft flat zone. So looking at here, like I said, it's a 4-3. I'm running a power to the right here. So what the power is basically, guys, it's front side wise to the play side. It's basically gap blocking, just like we talked about with the options. So you handle 1 and 2 in this case. So in this case here, with him not really being the nose, he's on the weak side here. So that gives him the 0, gives him a 1, gives him a 2. All right. So we want to make sure we get these 2 guys blocked with our front 7. This is how we teach a line, at least. What this is, we try to simplify it. So to make it a little easier for the line, you try to give them same rules for certain plays if you can. So like I said, you handle 1 and 2. This is 1, this is 2. So these 3 guys in this case, because they're the line in this case, tight end is always included on that. They have to handle these guys. So what we're probably going to see here, play wise, is he'll inside release more than likely to this guy. Okay, have him one-on-one, take him down. Right here, we'll get a double team. And these 2 guys will now be responsible for these 2 guys, for the defensive tackle here and for the Mike backer. Center has to block down. The reason he has to is we have a pulling guard in this situation. But first we'll get to the fullback, whose job is, in this case, kick out on the defensive end. In college, you normally see this. Honestly, in the pros, you normally see this guy just base up, and then the fullback will lead up on the linebacker or the safety. Now we have the pulling guard here in this case. First thing he's doing is looking for this guy, this Mike backer, because even though we have 2 guys responsible for him, you never know. He may come in hard to blitz. In that case, we should get a down block either way. But just in case he beats that, because this combo blocks are complicated, all right? It really, it's a matter of these guys are not going to come off this guy if they can't handle him, if they're having a hard time with them. So, typically you think, all right, 2 guys should be able to handle 1 pretty easily, and then they can work off. And yeah, that's kind of, thought, or the theory behind it. But every now and then you get one of these guys here that might just have a really great play, or they're just, amazing stud as it is, and they're able to handle a double team and hold it up. And so then we can't get a guy to this guy. So his first job is to eyeball this guy here. That's why we call it an eyeball pull in this case. So first job, eyeball him. If he comes, leaks, just go ahead and turn up, make the block. All right. He doesn't come. We get him blocked. He keeps coming out here, turns up in the hole. Now he looks first different color jersey, which is probably going to be the safety here, because the corner should get blocked by the wide receiver out here. All right. Now the back is going to take a jab step, possibly 2, just depending. In real life, it's usually 2. In game, they go 1, and that's fine. A lot of times, just depending on what, how you're taught, they even take a back step and then attack. The reason you're doing that is you're trying to give yourself just an extra half second here to allow that guard to get across, to give him a little time. It's all about timing. All right, and this is also why it's called a sprint draw series. So he'll be hitting the hole here. He's going to look to come up inside, unless this guy crashes hard. That means the fullback's job is to, instead of kick him out, it's to hook him. And if he hooks him, then yeah, we're going to get outside here, bounce, and then hopefully the guard will be able to get outside here and lead for you. Backside here, he should basically just go pass set, or in this case, video game wise, they usually have them go up next level, I believe. But most time, you're going to have this guy just pass set in this case, and then cut off the backside pursuit, essentially. So we'll go ahead and run through this and see what happens. Boom. You can see right there, we missed the block. So now I'm kind of dead. My back here, my guard here, as you can see, he's turning up already. This is his guy right there. That's who he's responsible for. So neither one of my guys that are lead blocking on this play do their job very well. And boom. So dead on arrival, but Ezekiel does get me 2 yards in that case. So doing my job, I still get the 1 point for that, because that was exactly how you're supposed to run it, with the exception I can't control that my guys don't make those blocks, obviously. So I still get the point for going where I'm supposed to go. I don't get the point there, obviously, for play success, because it was only 2 yards. If I got 1 more yard, I would call it a success, because every 4 downs, you go 3 yards, that's 12 yards. First down. Okay. So, but in this case, we don't get it done. Alright guys, play number 4, series number 12 here. I'm running the exact same play yet again. I'm just flipping my formation. I have my tight end over to the left, running the power to the left this time. Right now he is in what looks to me, it looks like a 3-4 with some shifts basically. Shifted a back route here, moved his strong safety to the middle, and then has his free safety down here on the outside. So I'm running the power the other way. Same thing goes as before. Handle 1 and 2. Obviously, we're not optioning 3 and 4 in this case because it's not an option play, but the back here and the pulling guard should handle these two guys. So what we should get here normally would be something to this effect. He's 0, he's 1, he's 2. So we should get a block here, combo block right here. One of these guys releasing to him. One or the other, both these guys are responsible for those two guys. In this case here, Jason probably will not come inside. He will most likely kick out here on the defensive end. Like I said, in the NFL, it's a little different. The reason it is different, and normally you don't like your fullback blocking the defensive end or the outside backer, is you get a case like you saw in the last play. Defensive ends typically are just too big and strong for a fullback to block, in the NFL at least. So typically this is what you'll get here. He would block out here, or if this guy comes inside, turn up and block him inside. Pulling guard here is going to eyeball this. He doesn't see that, then he gets in here, finds first different color jersey, blocks him, whether it's this guy here if he comes free, or the safety here coming down. And then we run for daylight. So let's go ahead and watch the play, see what happens. So as you see right there, Witten actually does come upfield. He makes the block on the Mike backer in this case. We don't get the combo block here. We just get straight down blocks all the way across the board. Which, yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry, guys. That's totally my fault. Well, yes and no, because normally you would not want your center coming all the way across here when this guy's near gap shade here. Normally you would just have this guy hook him right there. But they do end up going down. So we get all downs here essentially, which if this guy was head up inside shade here is normally what you have your center do. This is a really tough play. I know this. I played center, and this is the toughest block for a center to make. So anyways, you get all the down blocks here, and he actually just goes straight to that middle backer there. So we'll go ahead and keep going. As you see, my fullback blocks the defensive end in this case, or the outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him. Guard is coming across. Nobody here for him to block, so he is looking for this guy right now. As this guy's coming up, he really is just taking himself out of the play, but he'll probably come around, I hope, and just make sure he's not able to cut back here and make a play on the ball carrier. So boom, we get the block. You can see I've already got this nice space there. I got myself at least a first down, and that's exactly what it ends up being. It's an 8-yard run. So I get a first down there. I'm going to give myself the 2 points, and I don't get the big play points because I needed 2 more yards for that actually. So in this case, 2 points, play success, and doing my job in that casing. Great blocking on my line there. So really happy with that play.